Good morning. 4:30 in the morning. You'll be in class in 4.5 hours. I'm still awake. Maybe it's just because I'm depressed. Sick and tired. I'm seriously tired of it. I don't know why God gave me depression or made me the way I am. I'm, kind of puzzled. I see all these other people around me. They're happy. I should be happy, but I'm not.
Who, me? No, not me. I couldn't be live. But I have to be live because it's Monday, 9 o'clock. Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Kiki, and this is my co-host, Tone. Say what's up to him.
What's up, man? What's up?
And today I have here with me, Snow Leopard. Good morning.
Hi. Actually, I got something to point out.
What you got to point out?
Because you keep hyping up your silly sign all the time. And keep in mind, folks, like, let's be fully honest here. I don't do this. I'm more of a Chinese zodiac than the normal ones, but this is Aries season. The number one sign of all time. You can boo all you want, you stiff goats, because you pretty much whenever you get scared, you just freeze and tumble over. So yes, the real true kings of the zodiacs are on top of the mountain, and we're gonna be here for a good couple months, and there.
You're gonna be here for 1 month.
1 month, 6 months, whatever, half a season. but honestly, it's like I don't give a shit. But fully honest, is like, look, for all the Aries out there, the true makers of the world and all that stuff. Yes, I don't hype you up very well because I don't do that very well because I think it's ridiculous.
Good morning and welcome to the Aries. Y'all got like 30 days, not even, to just get in here and fuck up shit so we can clean it back up, like as always. And one, everyone is scared of something. Goats are not. We don't freeze. We just.
You seen those dang? You see those videos?
We take a rational moment to gather. They don't.
You
freeze.
see those? Well, I'm gonna find some videos. What? I'm gonna trust it.
And guess what? And you know that you don't climb higher than the goats. Rams do not climb higher than the goats. And guess what? They do not. And we can sit on the side, unbothered, on whatever. Unbothered. We sit at the top looking at everyone. So whatever.
Whatever.
He said, "Goddamn Rams." He did try to take extra months around, and PJ said that that beat almost made him spit a hot 16. Look, it was new. I liked it. Yeah, you know.
It's temporary.
It's what?
It's only.
He said it's temporary.
It's only temporary.
Thank you all for joining me this morning. Tone on via link this morning. She said fainting goats. What? You gotta find something. You gotta find something. I need proof. If you don't have pictures, it never happened. That's all I'm gonna say.
Here's your proof.
Where's my proof?
See? Those are goats.
No, he's doing the right thing. He's pretending to be dead so you can leave him alone.
Oh, like and these? So make it a little bigger.
Look,
see?
they're pretending.
They're pretending.
Get up out of there. Look.
And there's one being on top. Not it.
What is that? I have to look into that. What is that?
See? See, there's your goats.
Whatever.
Shoot.
In our defense.
Yeah, one more. Here's another one. Oops. Running around, stiff, and I don't know what to do. Wait, maybe I should have go. Should have got dog. See? Yep, that's your goats, folks. Greatest of all time. Stiff as a board.
But look, I need you to find the one where we sit on the building with Grace at the highest of the highest.
What those cartoon version ones?
No, it's not. And they got ones that sit in trees. They just all baby the highest of the high. That's all I'm gonna say.
Whatever.
But if you want me to welcome you, stupid Aries, because I'm, you know what y'all come in here, like I said, and you fuck shit up, and then we have to come behind you and clean things up. That's all.
We're not that sign. That's like Geminis or
it's a group
Scorpios
of
or
yes.
or
and
Tauruses or whatever.
And
what? Capricorns?
No. I'm gonna to be honest with you, people who fuck shit up, Cancers fuck shit up. You guys, Aries, you fuck shit up. We don't fuck shit up.
We make things.
Y'all fuck shit up.
Whatever.
It is. Did I say Geminis? They fuck shit up. And last Tauruses, they fuck shit up. You gotta come and clean up shit. Always. Anywho, shout out to Block Burners. What a wonderful, dope weekend y'all had. Long live Beans. But shout out to you when I tell you, that was a fun-filled. Well, you don't go to bike events, but Block Burners has about 149 chapters to their club, and when they get together, it's a party. It just them alone. So shout out to Capone and his nation and the Baltimore Block Burners. I wish Tone could come on. So let me text him and see what's going on because I need him to give his version of what happened. Because he had a dope weekend, just dope. Just kind of give y'all a little bit of that. But in the meantime, oh, you were there? Y'all was there? They said they were there. Yeah, Tweety. Yep, it was fun. So while we wait on Tone, we're gonna jump into some of this NFL talk real quick. We got some updates, everybody. Washington has a quarterback.
But they don't have beer. Oh, you didn't hear?
No.
So over the weekend, Anheuser-Busch, those make Busch beer, Budweiser, and all that stuff. They pulled their sponsorship out.
Why?
Who knows? Because they didn't. Well, let's put it this way: they didn't renew their contract with them. Even though Anheuser-Busch has a contract with the NFL,
They don't have one.
they don't have one with Washington. So pretty much it's like, yeah, you try to be, hey, we're going to be the king of beers. It's like, well, not with this
Not
king.
with oh, my goodness.
So you got no beers to celebrate with.
Well, you don't look, that's $27 less you got to pay at that freaking, at their stadium. That beer's $27. I don't even drink beer, but you got to drink something. Shit's $27. You've been to the stadium and you don't drink.
No.
Did you buy
Last time I went to FedEx Field. It's preseason because I ain't paying those regular season craps. And pretty much I don't my friend that I was with, he bought a beer.
Yeah.
But I did see the prices. They're ridiculous. It's like, I know you're trying to get your money back, Dan.
Bruh.
This is not Washington. It's Dan. So that's why a lot of people get drunk out in the parking lot before they head in, because they know full well they don't want to spend extra money on a whole bunch of crap.
But you know what? By the time you get to your seat, you'll be sober because it's 1 million steps and turns. And by the time you get to your seat outside, not like inside, like our beautiful stadium. It's inside. You don't got a whole bunch of blah, blah, blah. We got elevators, you got escalators, you got all that stuff in our stadium inside. So, them fans need that beer to get drunk through them horrible games.
True.
So Carson Wentz. What
He's
does
official.
that look like to you?
Okay. I mean, of all the drama that last week to try to not get him. So since everyone cried and whined about, we didn't get Russell. Sierra ain't coming. Oh my God. And then so you get Carson Wentz and everyone bitch moan and complain about him. So it's like, okay, you got a quarterback. It's a slight upgrade and deal with it.
Did he mess up by giving him up, you think?
I don't know what the reason why they gave up. Indianapolis has been having issues with their quarterbacking since Peyton left. Well, let me correct that with Phil. Since Peyton left, because they tried Philip Rivers, but he was down his last leg. So, and Carson Wentz was decent enough. But again, it's about the team they build around him. And I don't know, it just wasn't working for him. Everyone keeps saying about his leaderships and all that stuff. But I mean, mind you, I think this will be his last stop if he doesn't get it, because everyone keeps reminding, this is a guy who the Eagles donned as their top quarterback when they drafted him, and he was doing it. And almost led him to the Super Bowl, but it's like until he got hurt. So
he has 9 lives.
Yeah, well, he may have 9 lives, but in football, it's cut down to 3. So, and then the way I see it is like, if he gets injured again, and which I sadly say it may happen this season, because Tom, Heineke is right behind him. Honestly, that'll be it, because he'll be done as injury prone, and again, like I said, Washington needs to protect him, and I don't know if they have that line.
You got to protect your investment. If they know what you know, then they'll beef it up. They're gonna have to. Yeah.
So there's a lot of question marks around all that. So
well, I'm gonna jump out here and say that I hope that this works out for them. Chase Young, he needs somebody. Like I don't want their terrible quarterback situation to let these people go to waste. You got some good backs. You
gave away Missick to the Bills. You gave away Sheriff. He's now, I think, a Jaguar.
Who wants to be a Jag though? Like who?
Well, a lot of people do, because they're spending money on it. So, again, there's the way I see it is Washington. I'm going to say it once. I've said it once. I've said it 1,000 times. Ever since Ron Rivera showed up, for some odd reason, he's been the pseudo GM, and he is totally fucking it up. He's not a GM. Get a actual GM. You have a team president.
You do.
Usually after that is, hey, let's get a team GM. And Ron Rivera isn't it. No way you should have a coach be a GM.
Well,
so here you go. And it looks like someone showed up.
Oh.
Good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm sorry.
We don't protect anyone but Dan Snyder. Says Silk. And Karan said, you may have elevators, but you don't have Cooper. Shut up. I was going to get to that. Good morning, Tom. What up, though?
What up, though? What the fuck we talking about here?
We went over how hot the block was all weekend. We went over that.
Oh, yeah, it was hot. I'm still exhausted from that shit. I'm just coming to realizing that I'm not as young as I used to be. And keeping up with you motherfuckers is just too much fucking goddamn work, man. I'm about to retire from this shit. I need a break. Now, this weekend, right, I had a whole conversation with Kiki. Now, y'all saw on this show, I'm going to talk about this show. Y'all saw on this fucking show that we had a whole goddamn conversation about my brother being her fucking work husband. Let's go over this again. When you say the term work husband, that means your husband, their work husband, needs to work with you. When y'all do not work together, that is not your work husband. So you need to rename and redefine the relationship. Please and thank you.
I'm going to break this down to you because what you don't understand is he does work with me. Whenever I'm coming someplace, he works with me to make sure that what we need to have done gets done. I work with him to make sure that what I need to have done gets done. Whereby he dons the name my work husband. Work is in the word, husband is in the word. Deal with it. And I got
not dealing with it. So y'all weren't there, people. For y'all people that were watching, y'all weren't there. I've seen a whole other side of Kiki come out. Let me help y'all explain. So when I was like, yo, stop calling that shit, Kiki's face changed, y'all. Kiki became this motherfucking, this gorilla. Was like, nigga, what? I was like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? Kiki changed and demoted. I tried to look at my brother, was like, yo, blink if you scared, nigga, you need help. Blink, we get you up out of here. Kiki put the full court press on him, and he was like, yep. I was like, what the fuck?
Yes, because you don't let no another man tell you what we are. You don't let
what the fuck?
You're trying to break up somebody's home, bro.
I'm not breaking up nobody's home. Y'all don't have a home. You don't have a home. It was crazy. You know what I mean? Great time, though. Great time seeing everybody. But fucking Kiki is off the chain, y'all. She is really off the chain.
Hater.
I am not a hater. Kiki.
Of the highest caliber, my nigga.
I love you, though. But that shit was crazy, though. She put the deep, like, the niggas, when I said she put the Debo down, she was like, what you say, my nigga? I thought it was some West Coast shit came out of her for real. You know what I mean? Like, he was ready to grab the strap. You know, I was like, God damn, dog.
I dismissed him. And he came back. He's like, yo, he made me say it. No, you don't let him make you say that. You know what this is? I said from day one. And guess what he said? You're right. You're right.
So it was at a point at 3-something in the morning, they wanted to call me to correct that shit.
You hung up on us, you bastard.
It was like 3:30 in the morning. I'm like, no, this is not happening.
Yes, I did. Everybody needs to know that I called Tone at 3:50 a.m. because I finally got him to say what he needed to say, and I wanted Tone to hear it. And this
bro, I'm gonna tell you now, if you ever let Kiki put the press on you, she's gonna press you. If you scared, blink, nigga. Blink, nigga. We can get you up out of there. There's programs to help you, my G, because god damn, bro. Let me tell you. All right, what we talking about this morning, Kiki?
We was doing some football updates. We have, I want to let you know that we have Snow Leopard joining us this morning.
Snow Leopard.
You were not here. I got checked. Because it's Aries season, he checked me and told me my sign is stupid. He had a picture of some goats up here and let me understand that Ram's coming here. And he tried to get 2 months out of his sign, which is not possible. And said,
you can't get too much out of a sign. Take the one and keep it.
March and April. That's 2 months.
Yeah, really? His justification. That's what he's calling it, man.
If you can have Spanish Heritage Months from September and October, that's 2 months.
You need to talk to who's in charge then, because you just can't just run up and do that. You got to talk to who's in charge. You've got to do.
Is that the new thing now? Is this the new thing now? Like, every sign gets 2 months because
They do not. He's being literal.
Are
like
you mad, Kiki, that you only get 1 month? That all your signage in 1 month?
By definition, a month is 30 days. Correct.
Yes.
I don't care which. I don't care how they split up. By definition, a month is 30 days. Correct.
But okay, you're right. But people do say you have 2 different kinds of signs because they're 2 different months. So some of them act different than the other ones. Like for me, you have an August Virgo and you have a September Virgo. They're 2 different. They're different.
They're still Virgo, and they're still within the 30 days. We ain't talking about the people. He's trying to get 60 days out of this shit.
Yeah.
Raise your hand or blink twice.
Blink twice, nigga. Blink twice. Save yourself.
If you think you could deal with an Aries for 2 months, please raise your hand. And not you, Sincere, because she's one too. Someone he said what he said. Blink, listen, if you can deal with an Aries for 2 months, I'll pay you. I'll empty my bank account for you. And you can't be an Aries. You can't be an Aries.
You've been dealing with me for a while.
Yeah.
The hell is that? Yeah.
Every Monday. I'm talking about.
And my horns are bigger than yours. So what are you trying to say?
They should be. But you see what happens when stuff get down. I'll pretend like I'm dead. And y'all stupid ass
you step and walk and tumble over.
Man, listen.
Anywho, Randy Gregory, everybody. Clap your hands for Randy Gregory.
Why are we clapping our hands? Yo, he did pull a bait and switch. Hands down, he did pull a bait and switch. He did. You know what I mean? Are you mad at him?
Yes.
Why?
Because you held us. It's just like calling out of work, right? You got a time frame in which to call out of work, because if you call out enough time, I can call someone else to come and fill your space in. This fool, he signed the Denver contract 2 hours before he was supposed to sign with us. That's not enough time, Dad. And that's for the same deal, for the same amount. $70 million, I guess, 20-something guaranteed or some shit like that. And you waited the last second to sign with Denver. I know you want to go over there and suck off Russell, whatever.
So he may want to go with a chance of getting a ring. I'm just saying.
Ooh, you got a gunshot? You got a... Ooh.
Okay. Hey, can we really be honest about Denver here?
Let's be...
Go ahead. Come on.
Okay, honestly, I know the AFC West right now looks really interesting based off of the trades and the moves they've been making. But in Denver, it's like they gave up a lot to get Russell.
They did.
To the end, to the point where it's like, okay, you're going to build around this dude. He didn't sign a new contract because he's still got some time left in Seattle's contract to pretty much they just added on. And I know Russell still got some, years left, of course. But the thing is like, what are you going to build around him? Because your defense is in question.
Yeah.
Your offense is like, okay, you claim it. Well, we got a little piece here and a little piece there, but it's like, but still in question.
Yeah.
So for Denver, for him to go to Denver, sign a contract and say, hey, well, I'm going to Denver. Yeah. I pretty much is just there to like go gaga over Sierra and suck Russell's dick off. That's just it. And that's an alpha thing to do. So,
damn. Okay. So first of all, I have to agree with him in some ways. Yo, you gave up the farm to get this dude. So you know what I mean? You'll be once he's done, you'll rebuild. You won't have nothing. You're going to be rebuilding. You won't hear from them for years to come. You know what I mean? Their rebuilding process is going to be ridiculous because you gave up so much to get him. You know what I mean? And you don't have everything in place. You know what I mean? You're not the LA Rams. You're not the Rams.
No, they're not even. I mean, basically, let's put it this way. Everyone knows what the AFC West is. All the other teams, the Raiders doing, the Broncos doing, their main objective is, okay, let's build a team to beat the Chiefs. That's it.
That's it.
And it's like, okay, fine. Focus on the Chiefs then. It doesn't work. I remember the AFC East used to do that. It's like all those teams were their main objective was let's try to build a team to beat the Patriots, and they couldn't do it. So
this may be the change.
It's a change, but
this may look Denver. I have a pretty good outlook for Denver. I really do. I do.
You get 2 years of no number ones and no number twos. Those 4 picks, top picks,
are gonna hurt you.
Hurts a franchise.
I know it does, and
you don't get anything back except one guy. Okay. That you may only have for another 3 to 4 years. It does. It to me is, and
that was worth. I guess that was worth their return.
Well, Tim says, "Who the hell wants to parade around impeded P. Diddy shiny pants with a blue star on their back?" But no, I'm really trying to get through because Mr. Coleman said. You gotta laugh at that.
No.
Coleman said everybody has gotten better. They had extra picks for trading for Von Miller and some other players. Denver has a really good young roster, and they need a quarterback to fit for the last 4 years. What are you saying?
Okay, he can say all he wants, but the whole thing is about the performance on the field. Like I said, the AFC West will look highly interesting this year on paper. Right now, it's on paper.
That's it.
Okay, right. So until they play the games, we will see. I had this conversation again. If you want to really see my face, No Filter Sports, because we mentioned this. It's on the Rip Radio app, and we said the fact that the AFC West is right now going to be the premier division in the league, based off of all the trades they've been doing and all the quarterbacks and all that stuff. It will look interesting. But until they play the games, let them beat themselves senseless until they get to the playoffs and see how many teams get into the playoffs. Now, mind you, there was 2 teams that got in, the Raiders and the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. So
which probably will be the Chiefs will definitely be one.
Chiefs will be definitely one because Chiefs, it's their division right now. Theirs, But until the fact is like the other 3 the teams in that division get stepping up, to me, it's like, okay, you look good on paper, but until we see what we see, you guys ain't shit.
Well, Raiders do got Devontae. They do got Devontae Adams.
But Derek Carr can't even throw it to him.
Where's the question?
I'm just saying. So listen, let me ask you this question, you guys. So Tom Brady and his unretiring ass, do you believe that was calculated thing? Because ain't shit out here for like he's gonna get this. Like in his eyes, like I gave up too soon. Like look at the division. I mean the NFL on the whole is shitty. Like you, it's an easy win for him. Do you believe that?
I don't think it's an easy win for him. No.
You don't think so? That you didn't think that wasn't a thought? Like, yo, I could really come in here and get the 8th. You look around you.
Somebody's in his ear. Of course, somebody's in his ear telling him that, but I just don't see that happening.
I still got a mortgage.
Yeah.
Please.
I mean, for Brady. Excuse me, not Brady. Brett Favre Jr.
There you go.
Yeah, because that's what he did. He did
do that shit.
Yeah, so until he realized the fact is like, one more year, it's like, okay, it's fine. But then again, it's like, it's one more year to go through all that. I understand you got your, teeth kicked, or the team got their teeth kicking and by the Rams. All right, and I know you try to come back and all that stuff, and you didn't want to leave the way you left it. But it's like, dude, can you go through that all again? And I know the NFC South is not all that interesting because really nothing's changed down there. Yeah. But mind you, the NFC is not a strong division, a strong conference right now. I mean, you look at it because really it's like I still don't know how the Rams won the damn thing.
Listen, they ain't winning again. You
want to talk about some giving up? Bond left.
Yeah.
They gave rid of some of their top guys. Who knows what Odell Beckham's legs will be? So Rams are going to kind of in question. Mind you, you signed Matt for a couple of extra years, but really it's like, okay, he's got his ring. He can retire if he wants to.
Yep. And this is the part. Also, this is the new NFL where people are just mortgaging the farm to get that one ring, and they're not worrying about the years to come. They're just worried about right then and now.
And that's what I hate. I don't like. That's why I rather have my Ravens be constant contenders and win somewhere within that time frame to win at least one ring. And if we go back to back, that'd be great. But I don't want to win now and then suffer for the next 10 plus years. I don't like that. And that's what's going to happen to the Bucks. And that's why I bet you whoever got into Brady's ear, I know it wasn't Giselle because she would have been happy.
She had him.
So it's like, mind you, he's like, so, he was helping her, filming her, Taekwondo stuff. So it's like, dude, you had 2 months to chill.
He looked at his life and was like, nah, bro, this ain't it.
So you're bored.
All the stuff that he thought he missed when he was home, when he looked around, I'm telling you, he kicked his own teeth out. Like, nah.
Nobody. I want to touch on something real quick. Yeah, man said it. He said back to back. You know what I mean? Back to back champions. How many teams in the last few years have you seen come close to going back to back? Or maybe, you know what I mean? You don't see that no more. That type of football is no longer being seen. Right? What is being seen right now is we have to win this year. Fuck the years to come. Fuck having a decent team. But I agree with White Man. You should have a good core team that, okay, prime example. Kiki's Cowboys are a good regular season football team. They're amazing. Every year they're amazing. You know what I mean? Will they eventually get over the hump? Possibly. Damn. But I'm just saying.
I hate it.
But that's what it is. You want a team that's going to be solid for years. It's going to be solid. And chances are, in between that time while they're solid, they get a ring.
You're true.
But you don't have that anymore. And with the way that the NFL is going now, you're not going to have that.
So let me understand. Okay. You mean to tell me that you don't think that no owner, GM, team captain, no one who was getting all these people in, their vision is not to win back to back to back? Because you're telling me that people just want now. You're saying that
they want now.
No,
they want now.
You're saying now that's the focus. That's the focal point to get one win. Because if you're gonna,
look at it. Look at the way it's being built. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm stepping up, because I think that Matt Stafford is a person of integrity, and I think Matt Stafford is getting that shine is what he needed. I don't think that Matt Stafford would get a ring and leave. I don't think that he would do that. I don't understand.
Von Miller did.
Von Miller is 90. Von Miller's 90.
Odell Beckham, he can retire now too.
He will not, though. If he will not.
Let me say his kneecaps may retire before he does.
He may be forced to, but he loves football. Like, this is what he do. To me, I follow a lot of these players on Twitter. I follow a lot of them, and I think that if you look at, for me, I look at Odell Beckham Jr. I look at Des Bryant. These people love football. It just circumstantially things be happening, but you ain't gonna just throw my man Matt Stafford under the unintegral bus.
Let's say this. Let's say this. Tone is sadly, it's right. He's right what he's saying, because it's been recent now for the NFL, but it's been going on for, let's say, for a while in a lot of other sports. And one that highly points out to me is when the Florida Marlins won in 97, they had all of these guys, high-priced guys. And it just brought them in. And for well, they just brought them in to figure it's like, okay, let's do it for now. And they did. And then by the next year, they had a fire sale. And because they couldn't afford them. So in the NFL now, it's like, okay, their main objective for the Bucks is just like, look, they had Winston and that wasn't working, and everything, they tried anything and everything to make them look decent. And then it figures like, you know what? Tom Brady's available. Let's get him. And then let's get, hey, Tom, can you bring in, who you want back in here? It's like, I know a guy. Yeah. Hey, Gronk, you want to come back? It's like, yeah, I'm happy to come out of retirement for this. The WWE wasn't working for me. So let me come in here.
And then who he's bringing in? Are you watching and seeing who he's bringing in?
He can bring in all he wants, but the key thing is like, one, you're bringing in a whole bunch of veterans. These are guys who've been here for like about 10 years.
Which means they got like two in the chamber, and that's
if they have two in the chamber. That's if they have two. Yes. So here's the problem. What he's saying is, you look at what they did in Tampa. They brought these guys in. They brought these veterans to win 1 year. Mm-hmm. They won 1 year, and like you said, the following year they got their asses whooped. Mm-hmm. Get them out of here.
And that's what the Rams did.
They have to
be the same way.
They got to match people. Like, for real, you see it in basketball all the time when they load up.
And you see another perfect example.
Thank you.
Lakers.
Yeah.
That is a loaded up team, and everyone's already at the Lakers and the Nets. You had a whole bunch of veterans up in there, high price veterans, and you still can't get it done. I mean, honestly, the reason why the Lakers, and I don't care if Mr. Coleman says this, the Lakers should never have won that COVID-infested title.
Stop
it.
Never had.
Thank you.
Break, LeBron wouldn't have won that title. Because it's the truth.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
You see it right now. They look interesting now, but it's like, on paper, it's great. For television, it's great drama. It's great to talk about. But in all honesty, it's like the long haul picture. If you are an owner or GM and you look at this, it's like, I got all this money to put into these guys and they're not producing, or they're barely producing. And then in the end, how I'm going to contend going into next year. And especially if the pool, draft-wise or free agency-wise, I can't afford it because I'm stuck with these old farts.
The knees get
Thank you. He said what he said.
No, I agree. But Lakers, come on, just need you to slide off, bro. Slide off.
It's not only them. It's the problem. You know when this fucking cancer started? LeBron started this cancer. That big fucking baby started this cancer. And I don't give a fuck about you LeBron fans. Get off his nuts for a second. He started this cancer because back in the days, niggas played with their teams and they brought motherfuckers in you didn't know to win.
That's it.
To win. Mm-hmm. You didn't say, hey, let's go down here and build a big three and so we can dominate the league. And that's how this shit started. That's all they want to do now. You want to have, like he said, a bunch of fucking superstars on one team that aren't performing.
Okay.
This Lakers squad is disgusting. It's despicable. It's sad. It is sad.
So it doesn't make sports fun to watch. Then, if that's how do you look at it?
I'm enjoying watching these younger teams and these younger guys whoop the shit out them old motherfuckers. I get enjoying out of that. Whoop their ass and show them they're not the best that they think they is. Show them, and that's where my enjoyment comes out. That's just what it is. I'm rooting for the underdog. Underdog, whoop your fucking ass.
This is what with LeBron and
LeBron, he's a Capricorn too. You know this, right?
Yeah, there he goes. Stiff as a board. Yeah.
This is what it is. Stiff as a board.
See, trouble came. Anyway, Deshaun Watson is a Brown.
Like, please, how did this happen? Because
I thought he was going to go to New Orleans. I thought he was going to end up being a Saint. I really thought he was going to go to New Orleans.
Kind of fell through, but here's
which would have been better.
Why would you go to that fucking that funky ass franchise?
Which makes better sense? Falcons or Saints?
Saints.
For Deshaun, which would have made
sense? The Saints was a better choice for him.
No, I don't think so.
You think Atlanta was a better choice?
I don't know. I don't think either one.
The Browns.
The Browns. Him going to the Browns was the better choice because the Saints. If Sean Payton was still there, it would have been a good choice. Okay. Sean Payton is not there, okay. So you got to deal with the new coach. Falcons. Sorry, Beatwise. They still have not recovered from their 28-3 lead, and they probably still.
You know what?
Huh?
They never recovered from that. Come and think about that shit.
We still have not recovered from that. So I feel like Matt Ryan is a decent quarterback, and I think he's been that face for that franchise for a long time, and proven so, because Julio Jones going to the Titans proved the fact that, like, dude, nothing's greener out there for you. But we'll see happens to him later. I think the surprising thing, though, is how this all turned out, because initially, based off what I was following over the weekend, was Watson and the Browns were talking.
Yep.
Brown said no, because Baker ends up saying, it's like, well, looks like we're about to leave. And then the Browns says, no, hold on. We still want you. Yeah. So, and then next thing you figure, it's like, okay, maybe it's out. And then I hear, like, within 24 hours, it's like, someone telling me, it's like, oh, Watson's a Brown now. And I was like, what?
Listen, that same talk you were having, I happened to be at work on my computer, and then one thing said the thing that you said. Oh, no, we still want you, don't worry about it. Because he was saying, like, looks like I gotta leave. It's like, no. And then I left and did something and came back, and then it was like, boom, he's a Brown. What? They say AB want to go over there. AB
wants to go anywhere.
AB wants to be a Brown.
Oh God, he just
went to sleep and woke up with that bullshit.
Brown want to be a Brown.
So he just wants to face Pittsburgh one more time. So that's why he said he tried to latch on to Baltimore, and that's why he's like, hey, I can help my cousin out. And he's like, well, we'll see. And then now the Browns, he just wants to beat Pittsburgh.
And speaking of Pittsburgh, Juju's a Chief.
Like I said, that's all part of that mix.
But PJ makes a good, because they said Lakers was first home. They had Malone and Gary Payton with Kobe trying to win.
Hold on. Malone was almost done. Gary Payton was at the back end of his career. He wasn't the Gary Payton of all. So that didn't even count. He couldn't even stick his own he couldn't stick a fucking solid brick wall. So let even go there. You know what I mean?
He said Boston loaded up with KG and Ray Allen.
And they barely won theirs.
Thank you. You talking about when KG, you saw Boston when Ray Allen, KG, and fucking, what was it, Paul Pierce?
Yes, that series, it took the off days to help Boston win those titles. Check those games out, because every game, it took the off days to help them win those titles. They couldn't do back-to-back. Come on.
You know what I mean? And that was it. You know what I mean? You go places to team up with people. LeBron, it's time. It is time. It is what it is. It is time. You know what I mean? I can hear the fat lady. She's starting to sing.
You hate LeBron, yo.
It is time.
You just hate him.
It is time. It is time, bro. It is time. You're just sticking around because you want to do it for your fucking kid. I get it. I get it. I get it. But it's time.
I had this conversation over the weekend. Someone asked me about, I just sort of, because Washington was facing the Lakers, and LeBron, they said, is like he had like 13 points to get to be second all time. And it's like, okay, great. So, and they looked at me and it's like, okay, who's your greatest player of all time? I told him Reggie Miller. Because that's a guy you build around. He was consistent. Yeah. He's a good shooter. He was the main thing, he was a good defender. And that's just like, I'd rather have a guy like him to build around.
I agree with that.
Yeah. And then he asked us, like, okay, who's the greatest, who you feel where you've put LeBron? And I basically, somewhere maybe around top 10, modernly, top 10. And it's like, well, then he's not great. And it's like, well, he's not. You're trying to tell me like he's the greatest ever. And I'm saying, no, he's good. He's decent. But honestly, he's great for this.
He became decent. He did not come out the gate.
He's great for, let's say it. I was trying to say to him, it's like, he's great for this era. Because based on the fact of, look, he started he came in here when he's 19 and he did all this. Fine. But then again, let's fully be honest. If LeBron is built for the 80s, 90s era, the way he's built.
Yeah.
He will be just like those goats I just played, because I don't think he could handle some of the brutality that was happening in those eras, because he lucked out on more 3-point shooting and a lot of more fouls being called nowadays to benefit him to be scoring all this much.
I think because that's the way it went. I think that had he been doing what they were doing in those 80s, 90s brutal things, he would have survived it. I think
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Back. And listen, he became decent. Let me re-say that. He didn't come out the gate being decent. He was like that. And you don't want to give it to him?
No.
Because why? In the beginning, when he was with the Cavs,
he was all hype. He was all hype the moment before he got drafted. He was all hype before he got drafted.
Everybody
Mind you,
wants to
I
be a
give him
fucking
this. I said this.
LeBron.
I said to the guys I had this conversation. I said it's like, look, he backs it up. I give him that.
Okay.
But honestly, it's like he comes into an era when Kobe's on his way out. They never met in the finals. So they only met in regular season. So really, to be honest with you, it's like, and then same with Kobe. It's like when he faces great people, it's like most of those guys were on their way out.
May he rest in peace.
So, I mean, at least Jordan faced Magic, at least during the finals. And
he said Reggie wouldn't even say Reggie; it would be Jordan.
Again, he will say, I never died. I was. Question, and I said Jordan was the greatest of all time.
All right, let's get to it.
But get into your main topic, please.
We have 8 minutes. But before we do that, I want to ask you, how do you think? Because now, since we said something about Von Miller, he's with the Bills now. How do you think that will end? So you're talking about old motherfuckers. I look at the Bills being Bulls, and I really can't see what he would have to bring to that team. It's nice, but the idea of it is nice. He old. He's old.
And he'll be in cold Buffalo.
He will be in cold Buffalo.
It's one thing in being Denver.
Arthritis is going to
from Denver
start
to
showing
LA.
up. It's going to start flaring.
Right. I think this is his last ride.
Okay.
He will not have the same last ride like Ray Lewis did, because he could have did it in LA and call it a day. So we'll see what happens with him in Buffalo. Mind you, he'll bring leadership. Like I said, the only thing that prevented Buffalo from advancing was that, kickoff. That, they should never have done what they did in that kickoff. And yes, Mr. Coleman, I'm going to stay what I stated. They should have just get that clock moving. That is the main objective. If you ever play Madden, you can still get them, kicking enough to where they have to run it out.
Squib kick.
Yes.
Thank you. Tone, what time is it?
It is top tier Cassidy. Yo, there's a lot of Cassidy out here. There's a lot of fucking Cassidy out here, people. It is ridiculous. Hold on, let's sit together.
Yes.
Let's sit together. A white student in Louisiana got booked for a hate crime for throwing cotton balls, and then took off his belt and started hitting him with it. He claims he was welcoming the student to the new school.
It can't get no.
First and foremost, look, wait a minute, yo. This is it. So this Cassidy, this Caucasoid, decided to throw cotton balls and beat somebody with their belt. Welcome them to the new school. What can somebody else? Why did somebody not? Where's the video? I would like to see the video on this. If there was a video
on the other side, like I'm waiting for the rest of the news, and he's dead now because somebody has shot him in the foot. I'm waiting for that part to come out.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
What?
I'm disappointed in us, in you niggas. You niggas is letting these niggas this is some shit. Hold on, some more Cassidy for you.
There's more.
There's more. There's always more. Every day you wake up, know that there's Cassidy.
Top tier.
Two white people walk by a dying man on the street. Right?
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Stopped, and instead of calling 911, were caught on camera robbing a man of his wallet in Philly after he was shot. The woman took his wallet, and the man took his gun, and the later on the man died.
He said he saw that. You saw that?
Now, that's just so I am a little confused. One day in Philly, right? So,
Yeah.
you know, it's a little different rules up there. But that's normally black people shit. Like, I'm not calling the police. I'm going to rob this nigga real quick.
Exactly. Take his gun. I got his.
So these Caucasoids, right? They've been around some niggas because they did some nigga shit. Okay.
And here's the thing though. They were caught on camera. Like that is some that happened. I don't know how.
Going directly to jail. You fucked up, dog. Like, yo, they got you. There's nothing you can do about that. Okay, a little bit more.
There's more?
One more. Hold on. When top tier goes wrong. This is new shit. This is when top tier goes wrong. Karen pulls up to a Burger King and argues with the employee, right? Over her order. She gets mad and hurls mayo at her and then drives the fuck off. The employee from Burger King runs out the restaurant, pulls out, and shoots at the car. Shorty gets locked up, opens her bail, and she's back at work.
Look at that. That's when it goes wrong.
Look at God. Look at God work. Look at God work. You white people are gonna stop doing your stupid. This shit must stop. You know what I mean?
So
yo, the motherfuckers at work strapped, ran out, bust off at you, got locked up, posted bail, and went back to finish their fucking shift. Never go back to that joint again.
Going to work like
like ain't nothing happened. You know what I mean? That's some Philly shit. That's probably some Philly shit. Some Philly shit or some B-more shit. That's
some New York shit.
That could be New York shit.
Queens. Right. No, Brooklyn. That's Brooklyn.
That's Brooklyn.
That's
definitely Brooklyn shit. Now, before we get into the topic real quick, y'all, I need to say this.
Okay.
Motherfuckers are so cheap they won't buy a headlight bulb. I can't stand at night driving down the road and niggas ride with their high beams on. If your blind motherfucking ass can't see, stay your ass home. Stay your sorry ass home. Driver, I'm out on the Beltway. This is never fucking fails. Motherfuckers ride around with their high beams. You know why? Because you're trying to hide that little fucking light bulb that went out in the fucking for your headlight that went out.
No, it's not. That's not why.
Why? Well, tell me why.
They're either African or they're Spanish or they're old and live in Greenbelt. It is, and you know what? And believe me, even when they're old and in Greenbelt, they're African and Spanish. That's it. I think somewhere in their countries, like high beams are regular beams. I go through this every single night. Listen, I work 4 minutes from my job. Guess what? I come over a hill, and when I come over a hill, undoubtedly, guess what I run into every night? High beams. I go around a curve, and listen, you need to be able to see that joint. But when I hit that curve, guess what I always end up running into? High beams. There are so many accidents because old African people do not know how to click that little button. And guess what I do in my truck? I got fog lights and high beams every fucking night. I'm killing all you niggas. I don't care.
It's sad because you have to see the little fucking joint on your screen, right? When you're driving down the road, it's a little blue light, and it annoys me because I'm like, wait a minute, that shit is annoying. Let me turn this shit off. You know what I mean? You have no respect for drivers. Like that shit is some fucked up shit when you just riding down the road like that. Maybe some of that's true, but a lot of these young niggas. It's too cheap to buy a fucking light bulb. That's what it is. Your low beams out. You don't want to get pulled over by the police and get that ticket. So what you do is turn your high beams on.
Spanish. Look, Mo said West Africans, because us East Africans know better. Okay. I had to say that shit, man. That shit is annoying as fucking fuck, yo. I've been saying for years. And Tone, now that the time has moved up an hour and dusk is like higher, their lights are still on. And I don't even understand it because the street that I travel, I'm jumping around, but it all makes sense. The street that I travel is full of street lights. I can understand if you in the back roads of Georgia, y'all in Greenbelt, you in Atlanta. It's a shopping center 2 feet from us. Why the fuck?
You got your high beams on.
Why?
Sorry, bastards.
Sorry, East Africans.
We had to talk about that. I had to bring that up because that shit is like fucked up, yo. I wish I had I should just start carrying a BB gun. And when they do that shit, just reach around behind me and just start shooting at they shit. You know what I mean? You know, something, because that shit didn't just stop, yo. God damn. Okay.
Pick one.
Oh, there's so many good ones here.
What's a proper time, people? What's a proper time to wait between your ex and your last?
Ooh.
What's a proper time?
Ooh. Oh. What is a proper time to when you say wait, you mean after the relationship's over?
Yeah, what's the proper time to wait to excuse me, to try to move on and try to be in a relationship, a new relationship? What's the proper time?
Is there a time? Because now some people when your relationship ends, some people are in a relationship with a motherfucker and that other person, it's already ended for them. They're already doing something different.
Okay, fuck they stupid asses. I'm asking for the people who got rational brains, what's the proper time to wait between your ex and your fucking next? What's a proper time? And if you need me to go further, I will, but I'm asking you first. And anyone on here. I'm not talking about dating sex. I'm talking about what's the proper time to move on from your ex and then the pick. Okay, I'm gonna give you my proper time.
Come on.
My proper time to move to the next from my ex is when I ain't thinking about that motherfucker no more. And I said it in my country accent. And I ain't thinking about that motherfucker no more.
Okay, so before you move on, I mean, yeah, you may not think about it motherfucker no more, but is it fair to say you may need some time to heal from whatever that you went through in that relationship? Because if you don't address it and deal with all that shit, you're going to end up carrying that baggage into the next fucking relationship that you're going into. You know what I mean?
Oh, really?
So now you can't really put a time unless it all depends on how a person processes the breakup and how they process the damage and deal with it. You know what I mean? But today's day and age, people don't think of that. They just moving on. They just going, you know what I mean, with the flow of shit. You know what I mean? And that's a problem with a lot of relationships because you don't deal with situations that you went through or damage or you've been hurt. This motherfucker, you in a relationship and this nigga cheated on you repeatedly. You know what I mean? And there's trauma there, and there's stress there, and there's hurt there. You know what I mean? Are we dealing with that, or did this next nigga come along that whispered the right words in your ear and made show you a little something, and now you jumping into that? But you never really dealt with that shit. So as soon as now you're in this new relationship, you may see something you don't like, and boom, you're running through. That's why you see so many people running through relationships, and they can have 4 and 5 relationships per year. You know what I mean? You see it on Facebook all the time because you're not dealing with the shit that you need to deal with right now. You know what I mean? So I would say as for a time limit, you know what I mean? It all depends. It varies. It depends on the person. But in order to have a successful relationship and move on, you need to properly process and deal with all the bullshit that you went through in your previous relationship.
That get over by being under it needs to go away.
Facts.
Getting over someone by being underneath the next person, that needs to go away. I'm going to tell you what you do when you do that. One, you're starting out with deceit. You're starting out. Okay. You're starting out with the motive, and the motive ain't loving me. Your motive is to get over that bitch or that dude. That is also wrapped up in deceit. 2, if you have to talk about a person, your ex to your next at length, there's a problem. There's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying that to say, I believe because people are saying, whatever time it takes and then blah, blah, blah. I'm reading your comment and I agree with you all. But I feel like if you are a relationship person and all that a relationship encompasses, then you need to hold on, hold fast, heal from that shit, be over that nigga, be over that broad, and then find yourself, if you're attracted to someone, courting them and trying to get to know them, and it's full entirety. Not because I need to replace my ex.
Get your ex off your mind. You're just trying to get your ex off your mind because that's exactly what they're fucking doing. When you get out from one and go on to another, or whatever, from one and get in with whatever the fuck that shit is, that's all you're doing. You're substituting. You're trying to keep that person off your mind, and it's not fair to that individual, like you're saying, Kiki. It's not.
Fair. It's not fair to the relationship.
I want to
301-232-5700.
rewind back to last week
Okay.
of the discussion and the scenario that we put Tone in. Remember, he said that if your girlfriend told you she cheated on you with someone, how would you react? And he says, and I quote, if I'm misquoting, just change it for me.
Correct.
You said, I'm going to leave that broad and head out the door.
Yeah.
So after that type of scenario, to me is just like, and then again, like you're stating, it's like being, getting over by getting under.
Okay.
A lot of guys do that because it's like it's mostly guys because they feel it's like their manhood has changed, was damaged, and he feels like to be a man is just like, hey, I'm gonna bang the next chick, and especially in a hurtful, spiteful way, they'll probably one of their friends, or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me clarify that. Real quick. Let me clarify that. See, now we're talking about. I said if your girlfriend cheats on you, and I'm out. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna be single, and dating women, sleeping with women. I'm not going to be in a relationship. We're talking. I think what Kiki is talking about right now is you get out of a relationship to jump into another relationship with a person.
Well, here's the thing. What kind of relationships are you thinking of? Is it the full term leading into marriage type relationship or any type of relationship?
No, I'm talking about you are looking for the next person to be your person. Okay, that means you are not fucking everyone, Tone. So that's different. So I thank you for clarifying that.
Okay.
I'm talking about you used to deal with me, and now you moving forward, and you want to deal with Amy, but you're not over me yet. But you're using Amy to get over me.
Exactly.
And it's only her. It's not like you ain't spreading it around.
Right.
You ain't blah blah blah. It's only her. But it's unfair to her when you know you're not over me.
Here's the thing.
Exactly.
The best example that you're seeing right now is your boy. Yes, Kim and Kanye. The best example right now.
She's doing it too.
They're both doing it to each other.
They're both doing it.
So,
but that's something Kim has always done, though.
Right.
That's something Kim has always done. So she's fucked up on all kinds of levels.
And there are people who don't want to take that time because you need to be fucking, or you need to be attached to someone, or you need to have someone. Come on,
you can be fucking, but you ain't got to be attached to someone because you can't be attached to them because you're still attached to the other person.
Heal
you can still be single and fucking. I mean, yeah, but you still have to deal with and process all that. Like Mr. Combs, you have to be completely over the next person. So you can't get into a relationship, and then when you get into the relationship, you start comparing your ex to this new person that you're dealing with.
Yes.
You know you're not over them.
Well, here's the scenario that
even I'm sorry, very quickly, just on his heels. And even if you pick a new person that you know will piss her off, or that looks better, or like you are calculating about who you pick. It's not genuine or organic. It is because she looks better. So continue. Sorry.
Well, the other thing you kind of miss out on is the appearance factor, meaning of. Especially in your guys' circles. So if you know a certain couple that's been like booed up for God knows how long, and then all of a sudden the rumor mills, and then you see them in another function and they're with two completely different people. Yeah. So the image factor kind of changes that dynamic of, of when that one person bees with somebody and they instantly go in with somebody else. And you kind of makes, again, you figure it's like, for that particular person, it's like, I need, you're always with somebody. Why can't you be by yourself for a second? And it's like, well, that's just me. That's how they explain it themselves. Is it's sort of like, I feel comfortable with being with somebody. Like, jokingly, we always say, why J-Lo has to be with somebody? She's always with somebody. Yeah. So, and that's the thing.
They never have breaks, yo.
Yeah, they never have breaks. So the thing is like, I think it's for appearances. Kim is an appearance because you never see her by herself. She's always quote unquote with somebody. I think a lot of people feels like I need to be with somebody. Again, keeping up with appearances when really it's like, look, you can be by yourself for a hot second, find yourself somewhere. But no, it's like sometimes they find themselves with somebody else for some odd reason.
But you're going to damage that new person. You're going to end up damaging that new person when that new person is fine. and then you come along with your shit that you didn't deal with, and you're gonna end up damaging that individual, man. That's not fair to that person at all. You know what I mean?
That's what's going to happen.
That's
And
selfish.
it's inevitable. It's going to happen because soon as that person finds out what you've done, your whole shenanigans, you won't have that person either.
Exactly.
Stop. Question, Tone.
Yo, what up? What question you got? What you want to ask?
Do you think a woman needs a whole phase? Does a woman need a whole phase?
To know what she likes and what she wants. I mean, does a woman need a whole phase? I mean, if you want to talk about equal rights and shit like that, I guess so. But it all varies on the woman if that's what she wants to do. I mean, if she's dating and she wants to be promiscuous while she's dating, go right ahead and have at it. I mean,
she want to be what? She wants to be what?
Nope, you're not gonna get me today. You're not ringing the bell on me today. You're not ringing the bell on me today.
Because you glossed over that joint. Like, you want to be.
Yep, I sure the fuck did. You wasn't supposed to catch it, damn it. You was not supposed to catch that shit.
I'm drinking water and lemon. I caught it.
You know what I mean? But here's the thing. But if that's what you choose to do, you know what I mean? I have at it. I mean, what can you do? Niggas do it all the time.
Is it a rite of passage?
So now, you know,
is it a rite of passage?
It's a double standard for the woman, though, Kiki. What'd you say?
Is it a rite of passage for men? Their whole phase. Do you think that men?
I don't think it's a rite of passage. It's just something that they do. It's something that we do. You know what I mean? And I can't say all men because, you know, I'm not saying all men, but, you know, it's something that we do. It's just something that you do. As a young man, when you're a younger man, you want to just go through different women. That's just what you do. You know what I mean? Is it fair for these women to do it like Steve Harvey's daughter was doing it? She had a whole phase, right? She had a whole phase. I mean, and niggas knocked her for it. People were knocking her for it. You know what I mean? But we do it. It's a double standard. I mean, if she has a whole phase and wants, she's learning. Would you take that? Would you accredit that as she's learning herself? She's learning what she likes and versus what she doesn't like, or how she wants it done. So she's going to take them experiences, those different experiences, and formulate her own shit and be like, "This is what I want. This is what I desire." And if you get, and now when she comes across something that she dislikes, nah, nigga, I can't fuck with you. You know what I mean? Is that fair?
That is fair. I'm just because there are people who, to piggyback off you, they don't know what they want. They get with you and don't know what they want because that's all they've ever had. They don't know how to give you what you want because people's range or their focus or their vantage point, this is it. But I'm asking because people end up doing like I can't say that cheating is a byproduct of not having a whole phase, but I ain't saying that it ain't either. I ain't saying that it ain't either.
I'm not knocking nobody that chooses to, that's having that type of phase, male or female. It's just what we do. You know what I mean? You're having this fucking phase at least, but here's the thing: if you're having that whole phase, that's what you're doing. That's your business. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I'm accrediting it to the woman that she's learning what she likes and dislikes. That's like a woman that never experienced anything. And the first piece she gets is amazing. To her, it's going to be amazing after a while. And then she comes across somebody else that's even better. And now you're going to second guess, look at the other shit was, you got to learn. You got to learn what you like and what you don't like. You know, when you first come out the gate, you don't know what the fuck you like and you don't like. You learn as you go along, and then you put some shit together. That's what she's doing in her whole phase. You know what I mean? And I think that's what niggas is doing in their whole phase too. You know, but that's just it all depends.
Okay, so let me deepen it.
Okay, come
on. Because you're saying, you know, if you got to do it, you got to do it. There's judgment that comes along, right? With men, if you find out a woman had her whole phase, like for real, y'all do know we all have it, right? We all have had it, but you don't want to hear that. But is the benefit of the experience better? Because the benefit is a better sexual experience. Would you then say, okay, she had her whole phase and I still love her? Or you would want to live in that fantasy island to think that you were our first or our second and not our 96.
This shit comes at you and she has the gok 1 million. You know what I mean? He's got gok 1 million. She's sucking your dick and your balls, swallowing that shit, saliva running everywhere, and she's fucking you like nobody's business. If you are that naive to think that you're her first, then you're a fucking fool. What should it matter at that point? Everybody has had a past. It will be no different than a woman looking at you like, yo, how many bitches you been with? I think that at that point it's a little juvenile to do that type of shit, especially when you're younger. You might, but now at this age, you shouldn't be thinking of that shit. You know what I mean? Like, yo, it doesn't matter. You have a history. Like, yo, Kiki, me and you get together. I'm not worrying about what you did in your past. I'm concerned about what we're doing right now and moving forward. You know what I mean? And that's the only way it should be. If that is your concern, like, yo, she done been through all these niggas. That's not, how many bitches you been through?
Facts.
You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter at this point. To me, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck. I would rather her come and be like, oh, you got a little experience on your belt? Show me what you're working with. Oh, thank you, nigga, for teaching her that. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, yo, prime example, I'm married, and look, I'm like, okay, my wife has been through some shit. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, niggas taught you some shit? Oh, okay, cool. You know what I mean? I'm good with it. You know what I mean? Because I know everybody has a past.
And the benefit is yours at this moment. The benefit is yours. It's a better experience. You know,
as we grow, we mature. You know what I mean?
Because people still don't want to talk about body count. Like they're still
why? They still is this a thing? Is this a thing?
Why the fuck are people asking, first of all? But people are still offended when they find out once again that you are not number 1 or 2. I don't get it.
You meet a motherfucker that's 30 years old and you expected him to be what? You expected that movie, the 40-year-old version? Like, really?
Hey.
Really? Come on, Slim.
Sweetie said,
you're not going to find it. Huh?
She said, is it okay to be community? See, if we doing what community requires us to do, that's fine. But honestly, relationship.
So here's my question, though.
Community, you're not a relationship person, so that would be off the table for me. But there
lies the question now, because you're saying she's going through a whole phase. You know what I mean? And is it like close to being community? I mean, is a question. I mean, and so it's because this is a fucked up question, because you're basing it towards females and you're not basing it towards the men as well. You know what I mean? Because men go, oh, we saying, is this an open end? Both sides.
It's both sides. Okay?
So men, just the same thing. You could be community as well. You know what I mean? And I think you go through a whole phase. Now, if you're in a certain region or a clique, like, or a certain thing, like, okay, let's if you're in a bike community,
yeah,
you know what I mean, nigga, then does that make every man and woman in their community because they've been fucked different people from this?
I think that, and let me be clear, and I'm going to get banged for this, and I don't care. You can call me and argue with me if you want to, 301-232-5700. But when I think of community, I think of men. Sorry.
So you don't. So you.
This dick.
So wait. So you exclude women from being community, because you know, from a man's standpoint, a woman is community as well.
I don't exclude them, but right when the word jumps up, I think it's a whole man face.
And so for me, it's the opposite for me, because as soon as you say community, the first thing I think of is some females that are like, yo, goddamn, nigga. You done fucked everybody. And now when you get to me, oh, you want to be in love. I don't want to do, bitch. No, you're a whore. You're a whore. Suck my dick and shut the fuck up. Stop all this. I want to be in love. I want to have this. No, bitch, you don't. You want some new dick in your life. That's why you came to me. You know what I mean? When I look at it, that's what I'm seeing. You know what I mean? And niggas out there know. You have them fucking women that you know she done fucked all these different niggas, right? Now, your community. You know what I mean? Your community. You know what I mean? Now, I've seen niggas fall in love with community. It happens.
It happens.
I'm not knocking you. I'm just like, for me, I'm like, I'm not loving community. No. But is it fair to say, even though your man or your woman has never been on the set, is it fair to say somewhere around in his life, he was considered community, or she was considered
somewhere,
community?
And maybe he was skating, or maybe he was.
Is it fair to say? How about this? Is it fair to say somewhere in Kiki's life? But I don't see this as Kiki, but is Kiki can be community? Would there be a man that would try to say that?
No, I'm glad you said that, because I'm gonna bring that back. The reason why I say what I said is because, one, men, I talk to a lot of men, right, who usually out these women. The women aren't coming around telling the women that I'm fucking 40 going north. Women are not saying that. It is the men that are confirming that they have been fucked by multiple people. You understand what I'm
Right.
saying? I have always been a person. I haven't had a whole phase like in its extreme. I've had more than one sexual partner. Understand that, daddy. Look, so my daddy might be watching. I don't want to think that. No, I've had more than one partner, but I haven't. I can never be considered community because one, I care about who I usually care about the nigga I'm loving and fucking. I love him, so I don't have that. And my the tail doesn't wag the dog. I wag the tail. Like my ass don't drive me. My sexual desires don't make me decide and do stupid shit. I operate this car. The car doesn't operate me. So
Okay, and that's fair to say, but you're saying women don't have this. So you out of your clique of girls, like your crew,
yeah,
your friends, you know what I mean? Y'all don't have them sit down and talk about niggas that y'all done fucked, or your friends, not you per se, but your friends.
No. My
Don't come and
friends
be like,
usually,
yeah, I ended up smashing him off.
no, my friend T Mac has been my friend for 20 years. Let's be clear, right?
Don't you put
No,
T-Mac in this
no,
conversation.
I'm going to. I'm
She
going
is
to.
an angel. Watch your mouth. She is an angel. She doesn't do nothing wrong. In my mind, T-Mac only had sex to have her children. That was it. There was nothing else. Watch your mouth about her. Dare you? Don't you dare do that to her. Now, proceed.
That's why we're friends, because I only had sex to have my children. I am angelic as well.
Okay, well,
I'm not a yeller, but I'm
not-
saying to answer your question.
Oh, thank you. Mr. Coleman answered it. He said men are community and women are for the streets. Man, that ends that. That is exactly what it is.
Okay, so let me answer your question, because we don't sit around and kiki and talk about who we smashing. We don't. If I see T Mac with her nigga, I'm assuming that they're fucking. So we don't confirm. We don't deny, but we definitely don't confirm. Like we don't, maybe because we're 40 and we don't sit around and do that shit. But I feel like sex, my part is my business. Now, what I do find that people do is, if a person finds out that I like a person, females will say, "Oh, Dad, I've been there, I did that." Like women will do that. They find out you like a nigga, they find out somebody sniffing around your ass that they like, or
you
don't.
Caucasity, Mr. Batman. You missed the Caucasity. We did that a little earlier.
Oh, he missed Caucasity.
Yeah, but seriously though.
That's real. Like it will come out and say, that's how they invite you to learn that they smash that, because they don't want you to, or they see him sniffing around you. Women are funny and stupid at the same time.
That is some dumb shit though.
But me and my friends don't.
You know what? I'm not gonna bash women for that shit, because men have a funny way of doing shit too. They do some sucker shit too. Old pillow talking ass niggas, hating ass niggas, will throw dirt on another man's dick. Don't do that shit. Stop that shit, yo. That is some bitch shit, though. That is some gay shit. I don't give a fuck if I smashed her, right? And my man comes along, and you know what I mean, or a nigga I know another. Go ahead, get it, nigga. I don't care if it's not my main. I don't give a fuck what you do, bro. But niggas don't see it like that. I mean, but is it fair to say that men are community and women are for the streets? Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it. You know what I mean? That is the best way to put it. You know what I mean? Because you can't bash one without, you know what I mean, touching the other. That's it. You know. So off topic. This is a question. This is a question off the top of my head that I have for you, and I need some feedback from the followers, from our fans. I need feedback. So I have a scenario with a family member, right? And this family member, and this is a family member. You don't hear from this motherfucker at all. Only time you hear from this motherfucker is when they have a fucking problem. And they want to blow you up, and they want to talk about their problems. You get on the phone with them, you know what I mean? And all they want to talk about is their problems. They don't care to ask you about what's going on with you. How you been? What's going on? First thing they say is, I'm going through this. I need your help. This, that, and the third. How would you deal with that? What would you say to said family member? Or it doesn't have to be a family member. It could be a friend or alleged friend. You know, you see my fingers, right, Kiki? You know what I mean? That, you know, anytime they reach out to you, it's only because they have a problem and they need your help to help them deal with the situation that they're going through. How would you address that individual to put them on track? You get what I'm saying?
I'm always available to help a person get on track. However, if we always talking about financial help, eat my ass.
No, I'm not talking about financial help. I'm just talking about it's
I'm there.
let's incorporate that in. It can be financial, it can be whatever. It can be just, you know what I mean? I'm going through shit with my man.
Well, I'm here.
Third.
I'm here for that. I'm just and even let me be clear. And even if it's because I did sound a little harsh there. If it's always financial, bite me. If it's sometimes financial, I'll help you. Depends on what it is. But if you need to have a conversation with me because you don't have clarity in your situation and you need an outside ear, I am her. And my friends know that. I clock McDonald number hours talking and helping people off the ledge. You know, my friends, and I'm sure they probably feel the same way about me, but I'm here for that. Like, what's up?
Well, who pours back into your cup?
It can't be.
That's my question. Because now I'm listening to you, and you're there, and you're that outgoing person. You're a beautiful soul. You want to help everybody, but how do you refill and regenerate your energy in your cup? Is that same person? Then what I'm saying is that person that you're helping out, they don't bother to call you and say, "Hey, what's going on with you?" You can't vent to them, but they got to vent to you. How do you get your energy back? How do you end up dealing with them? Because like me, I'm at a point where I'm like, "Fuck you! I just don't want to be bothered."
Well, okay. I have people who can be my rock. Not all of my friends be my rock. Not all of them are qualified. Not all of them are interested in whatever things that I have going on. Some of that stuff is above their pay grade. So I understand who those people are. And then there's one person or two people that I can call and they can handle my shit. And they can handle it with the grace. They can handle it with the gravity that it comes with. They can handle it and they're professional about it. Like I'm talking about to the point where the advice that they give me, they hear my problem, they hear the circumstances that I'm in, and they provide advice based upon who I am and how they know me and what they hear. And a lot of people cannot because some people are a pillar of strength to you. You know what I'm saying? Like you're so strong and then you come and you break down and then they don't know how to deal with it. So those people can't be my rock because I do come off as strong. I do come off as, whatever I come off as. But I got days when shit just be fucked up and I have to find a person that can deal with that. And that's how my cup gets poured back into. It can't be with the same person because some people, they just can't be your rock.
Okay, so here's my scenario. You know I don't give a fuck. Normally, I don't put my business in the street because I just don't. That's just not what I do. You know what I mean? I have a family member, right? I have a sibling. Anytime I hear from this motherfucker, it's because they're going through some shit. You want to cry on my motherfucking doorstep. You don't never call me or shoot me a text and say, "Hey, bro, how you doing?" You know what I mean? Anytime you motherfucking call me is because you going through some shit. You're the dumbest motherfucker on the planet. I can't keep giving you the fucking answers to shit and you not applying it. If you don't want to help yourself, why keep calling me? Every time you want to talk about every couple months, here we go. Oh, it's so fucked up. My life is so... Okay. It's at a point where I just don't want to fuck with you no more. It's
that's excessive though.
It is excessive. It's excessive when you turn to everybody and you cry to the person who wants to listen. And because I'm the last motherfucker to call. But when you call me, you have nothing. It's never no pleasantries on the fucking conversation. It's straight to I'm going through this and this and this and this and this and this and this. Motherfucker, like I ain't human, like I ain't going through shit my goddamn self. Or motherfucker, what? You know what I mean? So here's my problem. Fucking kill yourself. Kill yourself. Get it over with. I don't have to hear it no more.
Oh my God.
It's crazy. It is fucking crazy. My fucking nerves. I mean, come on now. But I'm quite sure that some of y'all people out there know somebody who's like that. You don't hear from this motherfucker.
That's what Mona, I was going to say. Yes.
You know
yes. You don't hear from them for like 6 months and they only call me in crisis. That's
only
different.
Only time when they want to call and you're like,
how you doing?
Did you even call me to say, what's up? I'm just calling to see how you doing. Now let's chop it up or something. Nothing. You call me when there's a fucking problem. I'm quite sure I'm not the only one who's experiencing this. I know there's somebody else out there that has at least one or two people that do that shit to you. How do you correct that motherfucker? Because
Is it
you know
the
me, I can
same
be
thing
quite
that they're
harsh.
calling out? Is it the same thing? They're talking about the same thing. You know what?
Yes.
Those answer calls start to get less and less. I'm gonna be 100. I am not available a lot of times for people that do that with the same thing, and we've already spoken. I can't give you different advice on the same situation. Like we've if we've been on this thing for months now, or years, even some people, and you've called me over 5 times for the same thing, and I've given you the same advice based upon the same thing you're telling me, what more do I gotta say? And just like Tweety said, now I understand why she wrote that. Tweety said I ain't answering the phone. And guess what? My calls become less and less and less. The thought of you, when you call me, everything that we already talked about for 7 months comes up. It's like, I ain't answering that. Nah, what's up? What you want? I already know.
And so that's where I'm at. And so I feel in some regards, you know, you feel bad because you're like, damn, what if it's a real emergency? You know what I mean? What if it's a real emergency and I'm not answering the phone? I'm gonna feel guilty. And then on the other token, these are the thoughts I'm going through as I'm looking at this motherfucking ring, and I'm like, well, is this the same bullshit? Is this the same bullshit? And every time it is, you can't pour. I just don't get it. You know what I mean? Kiki, I don't get it. I don't understand those type of fucking people. Fucking fuck you, Slim. Fuck you. Straight up and down. I don't give a fuck if it hurts your feelings or don't. I don't care, nigga. It hurts my ears to keep hearing the same stupid shit, and I'm just looking at you like, nigga, we can't be related. You cannot be my fucking sibling and be that idiotic. And now let's get this straight. Everybody knows and watches the show that Ramona is my sister, but that's not the sister I'm talking about. You know what I mean? It's not Ramona I'm talking about. See, now Ramona, I've explained to y'all in the past, Ramona is like Mama Bear. Ramona is the mama. You go to Ramona and Ramona will help you, but then on the same token, Ramona is the type to call you and be like, I haven't heard from you in a while. Have everything all right? How you doing? No, seriously, how you doing? And is there to help. And is there to talk. You give it, and I try to give it to her vice versa. They'll be like, yo, what's going on? See how you doing. That's normal relationship shit.
She's Mo said there are people that need to be needed. Then there are people that are needy.
That's just crazy. I just had to bring. I had to get some other views on that real quick. Batman, help me explain. You said 3 type of people in my life. Can you name those type of people for us? Those 3 different type of people. Can you name those three different types of people for those that don't understand?
Constituents is one of he call us 301-232-5700. Yeah, constituents.
Do you know, Kiki? Do you know?
I do know, but I'm gonna let him since you asked.
Okay.
And look, Mona said they're energy vampires.
And that's true. So now with Ramona saying that, is that fair to say that you know a lot of people now that are energy vampires? Fuck, yeah. Lord knows I do. When she said that shit to me, I had to sit back and think there are a lot of motherfuckers out there that steal your energy and you're not even realizing it.
Mm-hmm. And those, especially if it's one-sided, like you can't pour into a person and be empty. You can't do it. I don't have those friendships. I don't even have people that rely on my last bit of energy for them to live. I don't have people like that. Now I'm not saying I haven't. I have tried to befriend and to give counsel to certain people. And this one chick that come to my mind right now, she can't get me to answer the phone for nothing. I text me. Let me gauge and let me assess the situation before I even respond to that shit. Because there are people who bait you. They'll bait you. Hey girl, I ain't heard from you in a while. I heard from you. Girl, let me tell you, and it's the same song. Be gone, bro. Be gone.
Yes. This is crazy. It's crazy. I had to speak on that because I'm going through a personal situation right now. And I needed to speak on that. I don't give a fuck about your motherfucking stresses and the problems you're going through. I mean, at the end of the day, we've talked about this shit. I don't know. I lost track of how many fucking times, and you still want me to call crying about it. Eventually, sometimes you need to own up, man up, and own your shit and realize you don't hear yourself talking about the same shit. Yes. You know what I mean? Hold on. Yes. I dare to say that individual is just like my mama. My mama's the same way. She's a spitting image. You know what I mean? Sad. But later for that, though. You know what I mean? Ramona will probably get me later and be like, you know, you shouldn't have said
that. Her apple? Is that your mama's apple?
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Just like her, man. I mean, like, damn. Now, I can't punch my mama in the face, but I sure would like to punch that motherfucker dead in the face. Right in the motherfucking lips. Just one time. Shut up.
Damn.
Whew, thank y'all for letting me share. I feel so much better now. Yes. Oh, here's a question, Kiki. I got a question for you, real quick.
Okay, what's up?
A question for you. Can you give what you require?
Where and
Just
what?
in general, whatever you require in life to be happy. Is that fair? Is that a fair system? Does that generally cover a lot?
Yes.
To be happy, whether you're looking for it in a relationship or whatever it is, can you give what you require? I require a certain amount of things for myself that I need to be happy. You know what I mean? Can you give that back to a person?
Yes. Yeah, especially if I require it. I have to. But often I find that people don't have that as a standard. You want to,
Really?
you need, yes, they'll tell you, okay, a personal thing. I do not appreciate GMs, BDs, GNs. I do not appreciate that. Write that shit out to me. Good morning.
Okay.
Happy birthday. But and there's a person that requires that I do not ever say GM. We got a call. I do not ever say GM, GD, and all that. And I get that every time. And then when I bring it up, I'm being petty.
That's fucked up.
I don't like that. I don't like it for my children. I just don't. I don't. Another thing, I don't like.
So that's like that. Would that be that's a pet peeve of yours?
It's a standard for me.
Okay.
It's a standard. And you know what? And you will never hear me say yeah to a person, right? Because it's yes. When you're talking to a person, like, and my kids can't say yeah. The people who I talk to, usually I yes. Like, especially children, like that's a standard of mine. I'm just trying to give examples. That's a standard of mine. I definitely will say it. I definitely will give that. And if I require you to speak to you, as my man, we need to talk on the phone, bro. I need to talk to you. And if that's my standard, I have to call you. I'm a person that I'm working on it.
No, you're fine. I know we got a caller. Let's get to the caller. I want to get back to that with Kiki, though. I want to get back to that. Caller, who we talking to?
It's Batman. Am I breaking up?
Nope.
No, you good, Batman. What's happening?
What up, though?
I'm chilling. How's everybody doing? What are we talking about this morning?
You called us.
We wanted to know about. You said there are 3 different type of people in your life.
I heard the call in. I think you were talking about constituents.
Yeah, he wants to know the 3 type of people.
Yes, he can't hear me. So
the 3 type of people are confidants, constituents, and comrades.
Yes.
Okay.
Can't tell everything to your comrades. You should only really speak to your confidants about the real private, personal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Your comrades are for you. I mean, your confidants are for you.
Yes.
They are for what you are for, and they are against what you are against. They rock with you. They don't have an agenda. Their agenda is you. Therefore, they're the only ones that's really safe to pour your heart out and allow them to correct you or edify you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Your comrades are just really against your enemies. They're not really for who you are for. They are just against who you are against. So they rock with you based on who you are against. Mm-hmm. But if you say, hey, come on over here, let's go do this. Let's go give out some turkeys or some handbags or something, or give something to some kids for a school grade to start, they're not for that.
So what about the constituents? Hey, Kiki, I don't think he can hear me.
For what you are for, but they're not against who you are against. So the bottom line is the only people you can really trust to pour yourself out to is really a confidant.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't explain the constituents. He said there was 3. He spoke on 2.
He wants you to go over the constituents.
Because you spoke on 2, you didn't speak on the constituents.
The constituents are for the things that you are for.
Okay.
But they are not against the things that you are against. And if somebody comes along with a better opportunity, they'll be for those people. They'll switch up on you. They're opportunists.
Ooh.
Constituents can look very closely like a confidant. However, they're not for you. They're only for the things that you are for.
Or what you can do for the, or what you can do for them. Is that fair to say? Is or what you can do for them?
If I was to go deeper, it would take up more time.
He said,
Okay.
so which one falls under the people that look to you for what you can do for them?
They are your constituents.
Okay.
That's the last.
They for what you are for.
They for what you for.
Yeah.
See, your confidants, that's your peer group. That's your peers. They don't want nothing from you but you. That's all they want. They don't want to be in the bike world because they don't want to hang around the president of Double Down Riders because they enjoy her. They just want to be down with the bike community. And the president of Double Down is popular and well known and well liked and loved and respected. So they want some of that shine. So they hang around her for that.
Ooh.
But if she says, hey, listen, the way you are moving, it's not wise. I think you should stop doing this and stop doing that when we go to these anniversary parties. You're making me look and you're making yourself look, a little thottish. They get mad and they step off from you. Because they are not against what you are against. Does that make sense?
Hey.
Yes.
Yeah. What? So Anisha, Kiki, if you can ask a question that Anisha said, is it possible to draft someone to be your confidant at first sight? I don't think.
Is it possible, Batman? Can you hear? Because I know you can't hear Tone, so Tone is feeding me a question to ask you. So this is what I'm doing. Tone, he said, is it possible to draft someone to be your constituent at first meeting?
Your confidant.
Your confidant. I'm
sorry. Draft someone.
Is it possible to draft someone to be your confidant at first meeting?
Somebody asked
that position has to be earned.
Facts.
I don't know your maturity level enough, your level of personal self-control. If you know how to control that tongue, if you are an insightful person, do you have any depth and substance to you? I don't know that just mean you. That comes with a couple of years, man. You got to earn that.
Okay.
We got to have a few conversations. We may even have to have a fight. We may even have to have an argument.
Yeah.
See how we work through that thing and how the relationship develops. But if I come into your life and we meet and you can give it to me raw, tell me things I don't like to hear, and I can say the same with you, you might get that confidant badge. That's why we don't have too many of them. Everybody don't qualify to be a confidant.
Damn. Okay, Batman he got me over here reevaluating and placing niggas in places that need to be placed now.
Yes.
You gave me some clarity to fucking clarify these people now. I can look at people differently and finally put them in the stages or the areas they need to be in. Damn, thank you, Batman.
I'm still here.
Yes, you're here. Wait, you're here. Tone is saying that you have helped him because he's going to reevaluate. He said that he's going to place people in their lines and he's put them where they're supposed to be at. He said he appreciate that.
Yeah, I do. I really do.
Oh, no doubt. No problem. I think that's the best thing for any of us to do, man. Evaluate. This is what I do. I evaluate every single individual in my life and I place them in that category and I operate accordingly. But in order to do that and to stick with it, you can't be a people pleaser.
You're going to piss people off, right?
Or you're going to wind up with a whole lot of comrades and no confidants. And a few constituents that's going to put your stuff out there on Facebook. Pause.
Damn.
Hey,
I got a record. Damn.
My bell going to break by the end.
Man.
Hey, Batman, you know what's funny? Nisha said that, well, that's not what's funny, but let me get her question out first. She said she asked you that because she's been a confidant as soon as she's met someone.
Was she the confidant or was
they? I think that may be a possibility. I'm not saying she's wrong. I don't know a situation. But it's a possibility that she could be judging too fast. Because a confidant is both ways. It's It's not a one-way thing.
Right.
So they might have felt comfortable with you and poured out their heart and guts to you, but are you able to do that with them as well? That's a relationship.
Come on. Pearls. Come on, Jim.
I hope y'all grabbing some of these gems that's being dropped right now.
Dangerous, man.
No, it is. I'm gonna tell you, because a lot of people, from their window seat, it appears as though I got a lot of friends. Like she got a lot. I don't. I know a lot of people, and that now that you said what you said, because we had this conversation prior to today, Batman, and that has helped me to place people. It's not that I didn't do it here, but I had to literally place people and let them know where they are. You understand? And that was hard for me. That was hard for me to place people, physically and in person, tell people where they at in my life, because everybody thought they was in the same spot. And you understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And there were some people who received it well. There were some people who then tried to prove that they weren't, that like their placement was improper. If that's you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You can try to prove it, but that's where you place them at. Their actions.
It's impossible because no two people have the same value. We try to act like they do. I said this to you several times before over the years, Kiki, about this fake love, man.
Yep.
But no two people have the same value. Our energy is not the same. Everybody doesn't create that safe place. Everybody doesn't have the tools to know how to relate to someone else to make them feel safe in order to open up and talk. Or tell me your business. Or tell me something embarrassing. So now everybody don't get them titles, man.
Right.
Therefore, I have no expectations on people. I place you where I place you, and I can love you because I know who you are. If you were a snake, I'm not going to act like you're my man. We still going to be casually connected. We still can talk and laugh and joke, but I ain't going to trust you because you're a snake.
Yep.
But you're not going to know I don't trust you.
Ooh.
That fight, I have had that fight. I have had that where I had to provide details of your actions to you about why this shit is fucking changing. Why your position in my life, you moved from this place and now you're here. That was a difficult conversation. It was hard for me to say, and it was equally as hard for them to hear. However, these are the reasons why, receipts, as we say, the details of your movements. This is why.
But Kiki, why did you have that conversation with them in the first place?
I had to have it.
Did they request it?
No. Because things started to change and people started to question why you move different. Why you man, I can't never get you no more, or you respond to me differently than before. This is why. We ain't there no more, and you didn't see it. This is why. So that conversation was requested of me.
So they can't argue receipts. Once you have receipts, they can't argue the receipts.
They can't argue it. They can't.
Yeah, I get it. But we really come to that place where we really start to take our relationships seriously across the board in our life, not just our mates, but all our relationships. We'll make that move, and put people in them categories. I'm telling you, it'll add years to your life, man.
You know what? The comments that are coming and the hearts and the thank yous that are coming, it has added something to some people's lives already. I appreciate that. Like, thanks for the clarity. Thanks for those gems. Look, that's Batman, everybody.
Thank you, Batman.
Batman.
Go somewhere, but don't go nowhere.
So Kiki, like he just dropped a whole bunch of jewels in that. So to tie back in to the topic and the conversation that we were just having before, Batman, about my scenario, right? Yeah. It makes me go back and reclassify that individual.
Yeah.
That's just a comrade, and you're my blood, but you're just a comrade.
It is what it is. Actions don't lie. Like there are people who want to change your assessment of them. You can't change how I experience this mess that you giving me. You can't change that. You want to come across, or you want to erase my experience with you, and you can't. I've already come up in my head about what this is, and it ain't getting that. You ain't getting past that. You ain't getting past that.
You know, I got some other questions on here that we will probably have to save till next week, because
Please.
now that I look at them, some of these are good. And one of these questions and one of these topics I don't want to bring up because I already know what Kiki's answer is going to be.
Well,
so I ain't even bring that shit up.
There's always next week, my homie.
There's always next week. But next week, but when I bring this topic to the table, Kiki is not allowed to speak. Kiki is not allowed to speak because we already know her motherfucking answer. You know what I mean? We've got away from doing the little trivia, the real talk trivia, but that would have been one of my questions on the trivia. Go back and find what show that Kiki was talking about this specific topic.
Well, check this out. The reason why I personally, not me, I can't speak for you. The reason why I didn't press it was because I want people to gravitate towards the app first. I want people to get more comfortable with the app. And it's because we still carting our people over from Facebook. I'm still answering questions in the night about y'all ain't know no more. Yes, I'm still learning how to share this app to our group. So I want people to be engrossed and people to have all the information so we can get more of an involvement in that. That's the only reason why.
We're gonna share it out there for y'all, and so people, like I shared it with Funny Joey this past weekend. You know what I mean? We gotta share the people, download the app, and then there's something they can do so they can comment. So real quick before we end, my sister asked a question. Ramona asked a question for Batman. Batman, if you're still watching, this is a question for you. She said, question for Batman. Can there be confidants in disguise? They are all those things that you explain as a confidant for years, but when a huge storm comes along, the first one in your life, they ghost. You know what I mean? Now you don't have any confidence like that because you don't trust anyone like that anymore outside of my bro, of course. Okay, well, you know what I mean? Batman, if you can answer her in the comments or somewhere and give her can you please give her some clarity on that for me? I'd really appreciate that. But yes, we're working to put it out there, and there is a way. Please tell everybody, listen, download the app. You still can interact. You can still do this. And I think it's a lot easier this way now.
It's easier.
Because when you're on Facebook, you have to be there. And mind you motherfuckers can be at work and have the app running in the earbud in or something like that, this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? You still can interact, but you can move around a little bit differently now versus Facebook. You got to keep watching. You know what I mean? And all that other shit.
And this right here allows you to step away from other apps. Like you can be in doing something else, just like YouTube. YouTube does that for me sometimes. Sometimes it does, where I can get away from the app and doing something else, so you're not stuck there.
And Facebook gives you and makes you get stuck there. You can't just walk away and go somewhere else. This one you can, like she said. So let's get these people. We're going to put it out there yet again, how to download the app and the information to sign up so you can comment. You know what I mean? Your comments stay there. You can even comment after the fact, and we still see it. You can still interact. Come back to the show and interact. It's some dope shit, man. I like this way. You know what I mean? At first, I was like, but it's changed, and I'm accepting it. I see the way now. Let's just get everybody on page, and we really get it cracking in here.
And if you look at the topics for today, Tone, they all tied into each other, kind of. So when we get off here, you need to holler at me and let me know which ones, so I can
bring them back. Bring them back.
Yeah. Because everything got to fit. Everything got to go together.
These last two, we ain't talking about.
You got 2 minutes.
These last two, we ain't talking about. Yeah, I see you looking. I see you. No. Because I already know. If we do ask, you can't answer. I already know your answer. Hell no, we've been down that road. And you were very adamant about that.
I'm going to flip this on you. Ooh. No, I'm going to flip this on you.
So next week, just stay tuned, because next week, you know what I mean? You heard what she said. She's going to flip this on me. I'll be back in studio next week. Had an unresolved issue in the house. Sorry for being late, but you know what I mean? Yeah. Damn it. It's another show in the fucking books. We didn't get Batman. Scroll back and get your Caucasity. The Caucasity is they never cease to amaze us. You know what I didn't get to really get into? We didn't get into is how DL Hughley and Kanye and niggas are starting to come to DL Hughley's defense. You know what I mean? Kanye, slow your ass, slow your roll, bro. But yeah, this has been Real Talk Uncensored. I'm Tone.
I'm Kiki.
What the fuck we do on Mondays, y'all? You seen I had my raggedy breakfast this morning too. All right, yo, I'm out.
I'm out.